अनपेक्षः शुचिर्दक्ष उदासीनो गतव्यथः सर्वारम्भपरित्यागी यो मद्भक्तः स मे प्रियः.
He who is desireless, is pure internally and externally, is an expert, is free from worry and agitation thinking of the past, renounces the acts that do not please me, becomes my devotee, and is dear to me.
Anapeksha. It implies one who has no expectations. Can we remain without any expectations? It is possible only for a jnani to remain without any expectation. Our mind gets extroverted if we have any expectations. If the mind gets extroverted, we are distanced from the self.
Shuchi. Shuchi means cleanliness as well as purity. External and internal purity is required. The body should be clean and the mind pure. Being a devotee does not imply that one has to sit with a running nose. Both the body and mind have to be kept pure. The Lord narrates Shuchi as a divine quality. Therefore, one has to be clean and pure.
Whatever the work one does, it has to be done perfectly and skillfully. One should be capable enough to do it perfectly. Recently, the following slogan was published in the newspaper: "Whoever plows the land, it belongs to them." Is this slogan meaningful? The politicians have given lengthy speeches supporting it, and the newspapers have made it their headlines. If the logic in this slogan is correct, whoever cooks, only those can eat. So, only women can eat and not men. What kind of slogans are these? If the clothes belong only to those who stitch, none of us can wear clothes. Can this be termed as progress? These reflect the words spoken only to increase the vote bank. Can such words become immortal? What kind of logic is it? Such is the state of society at present. It is the stomach that digests the food. If the stomach thinks, "I digest the entire food, therefore, I will not give strength arising out of digestion either to legs or hands, and also will not supply blood to the head and heart," what does it imply? Whatever may be one's work, performing it slowly and perfectly indicates the quality of adakshaha.
Swami Vivekananda narrated a story. Suppose a king does not rule his kingdom correctly, but a person who stitches shoes does his work perfectly. God is more pleased with the one who stitches shoes and showers his grace first upon him and not upon the king, though he may be the kingdom's ruler. But who will like these words? This is a money-bound world and a money-centered world. Hence the world will not like these good words. Even good words are equivalent to self-knowledge. Learning a few verses by heart and chanting them out cannot be called self-knowledge. Possession of such good qualities only can be called self-knowledge.
A farmer should carry out his farm work perfectly. A teacher should teach perfectly. Even a philosopher or the lover of knowledge must carry on his duty. Whatever the job, one should be capable of carrying it out perfectly. Is there anyone who doesn't love self-knowledge? Some people state, "Why do you need self-knowledge at such a tender age?" If it is a tender age, are we not taking our food or dress? Is there any person who declares that he doesn't need self-knowledge? Don't consider Vedanta to be unrelated to our lives. Vedanta alone bestows us with the maximum benefit, happiness and peace.
The Lord said, "The devotee is dearest to me," or "the yogi is dearest to me," etc. But when it comes to the case of Jnani, the Lord said, "Jnani attains my very form." He did not state, "Jnani is dear to me." Instead, he said, "Jnani is myself." Hence Lord Krishna gave the foremost place to a Jnani. To attain such jnana, one has to become dakshaha, that is, possess the capability to perform any work perfectly.
Udasinaha. One has to remain impartial or indifferent. Being impartial is not so easy. It is challenging. Suppose anyone harms us. We would like to hurt him in return. Similarly, if anyone helps us, we would like to do them good. Then how can we remain impartial? Being impartial itself is self-knowledge.
Gatha Vyadaha. One should not become anxious brooding over past incidents. Doing so is not good. We must put a brake to our past thoughts resembling a wall that forms an obstacle. We will gain nothing if we constantly contemplate upon the past. Therefore we have to be very brave without possessing fear. Swami Vivekananda's slogan is, "Be fearless." Swami Vivekananda selected a verse in Bhagavad Gita, which states, "There is nothing meaner than the timidity of heart." Swamiji said, "Rather than doing good deeds timidly, it is better to perform bad deeds bravely."
Sarvaramba Paratyagi. Normally, we work to fulfill our desire. However, the Lord said, "Sacrifice all the tasks performed to fulfill your desire." We can't perform any task without any expectations. Do we gain anything if we work without any expectations? No, we don't gain anything in return. Still, the Lord wants us to sacrifice all the desire-related tasks. He said, "If you work with a desire, it will catch hold of your nose." All of our tasks are only to fulfill our desires. We carry out every job only out of selfishness. Even if we do anything selflessly, we expect merit in return. Even that constitutes selfishness. Merit is also bondage. Therefore don't perform any tasks selfishly. As selfishness increases, even our bondage increases. Selfishness itself is a sin. There is no sin greater than selfishness. Even our devotion constitutes a business. Our devotion is based on desire only. Whether we offer a coconut to the Lord or we worship Lord, we expect something in return. All this will bind us. Desireless devotion is much greater than desire-based devotion. The desireless devotion releases us, and the desire-based devotion binds us. The desire-based devotion may gradually lead us towards desireless devotion, but we must practice desireless devotion. All of us visit Lord Venkateshwara. When we visit him, are we reminded more of our desires or more of the Lord? When we approach Lord Venkateshwara with a desire, we are reminded of desire only, and not of the Lord. We contemplate upon our desire and consider it to be devotion. This is our greatest weakness. If we ask for a rupee from Lord Venkateshwara, his grace is limited to a rupee only. Even if the Lord wants to give us 100 rupees, his grace gets limited to a rupee as we asked him only for a rupee. Our desires and tendencies make us finite. These desires bind us. Whatever we desire, it is only for the sake of our body. Therefore Gautama Buddha said, "When my body itself doesn't belong to me, what else in the world can belong to me?" Science and technology bring comfort to the body. It is good. They contribute towards human happiness. But by the mere advancement of technology, can we transcend our sorrow? No. Once, an American scientist, who was a Nobel Prize winner in physics, visited Bhagavan Ramana and went back to the USA. When he was invited by a club and asked to speak, he spoke thus, "I always had the feeling that I had achieved a lot in my life. Only after seeing Bhagavan Ramana, I became aware that I know nothing. After seeing the Rishi in South India, I understood that I know nothing, that I have a lot to learn and achieve." Sarvaramba Parityagi implies sacrificing all the desire-related activities with devotion towards me. If we don't possess devotion, the Lord asks us to cultivate the same. If we fall sick, our food does not get digested. We try to eat the food gradually. The Lord said, "Similarly, if you don't love me, gradually start loving me." As you are trying to learn work, try to learn devotion. Even this is learning. Sri Ramakrishna said, "I will not stop learning till my last breath." Despite being a realized soul, he spoke thus. Please don't consider them to be words. It is equivalent to a mantra like Rama mantra and Krishna mantra. If we think thus, our pride will vanish. One cannot attain self-knowledge without possessing humility.